What time are Goku and Hirudegarn dropping on your local time zone? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we are taking a look at the upcoming dual Dokkan Fest for the Hirudegarn and Super Saiyan 3 Goku. We have the data download over here on Global, and we now have confirmation on the drop time. So we're going to talk about these units and when we should expect them in each of your local time zones. So as always, shout out to Thieving6 over on the Dokkan Wiki for posting this up. As always, when the data download hits, we are able to see exactly when the unit is dropping, thanks to their database here. So we can see here on the screen, I have Goku and Hirudegarn releasing on March 31st at 8:30 p.m. So that is roughly 18 hours from now. So that'll put us, for most of you guys, that'll be on the 1st. And we're going to show you exactly when here in a second. But first, let's talk about these units. What are you expecting with these units? Well, we have Super Saiyan 3 Goku here. He is a movie heroes final trump card, category key 3, HP attack defense 170%, with an additional HP attack defense 30% for characters who also belong on Super Saiyan 3 or Kamehameha. While in his base TUR form, he has key 3, attack defense 200%. He has a medium chance of performing a crit. He has a high chance of evading enemies' attack. He also gets an additional 150% when attacking, and he also gets an additional attack defense 150% when performing a critical hit, and he also gets chance of evading enemies' attack as the second or third attacker in the turn. So if you put him in second or third slot, he's going to have an extra attack defense as well as a higher chance of performing a critical hit and dodging. He also has an additional 159% in chance of performing a critical hit, 50% when 59% or less. He has a 70% chance of nullifying any unarmed super attacks directed at him. Once you are 70% or less from the 3rd turn, or just from the 6th turn on, you can activate his standby skill. Now, he is greatly raising his attack and raising his defense for 1 turn on his super attack. Once you activate his standby, he enters basically a setup for a counter. He is unable to attack until he activates his finish effect. He has attack and defense 333% and an additional 159% for the turn. For his entry turn, he has a great chance of evading enemies' attack for that turn, as well as an additional chance of evading enemies' attack 20% when 59% or less, which you're probably going to be near when you're activating this standby. He also foresees enemies' super attack within the character's attacking turn. He gives all allies key 3 and defense 59%. He also has an additional 333% when the finish effect is activated. Now, it does seem low when compared to others, but consider it's because his finish effect is a counter skill, right? It can be activated when a super attack is launched at him. It will massively erase the attack temporarily and cause ferocious counter with ferocious power. So that already in of itself is a 400% multiplier. So when you add that together with a 333%, it actually means it's going to be really, really strong, and is a guaranteed crit. So that's why his finish effect works the way it does. So very, very powerful unit, right? He gives you the ability to see the super attack, so that way you can just chuck him in front of the super attack and get your win condition there. So very, very good, very powerful unit. One of the better TURs to have released. I mean, if you want to count him as last year's unit, he's probably one of the top TURs released last year, right? Near the likes of even World Tournament Goku and God Goku. He's just that good, and he's one of the few who survived the 9th anniversary purge. Now, his counterpart, the HIRUDEGARN, leads movie bosses, resurrected warriors, and get for 170, and the 30% is legendary existence and transformation boost. While in his Phantom Majin form, he has an entrance animation that gives him key 3, attack defense 100% with a 50% chance of evading, or 50% chance of performing a critical hit for 5 turns from the entry turn. He also has attack defense 200% and an additional attack 100% when attacking. He has a 70% chance of evading enemies' attacks. He launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack, 70% chance after evading an attack. He also gets an additional defense 10% up to 50% with each attack evaded, right? So the more he dodges, the tankier he gets. He then can transform when 70% or less from the 3rd turn or from the 6th turn, just like Goku. Once he transforms, where are we here? Right, he now gets E3 and attack defense 250%. He has an additional attack 150% when attacking. He has an additional attack defense 100% and a high chance of performing a critical hit as the first attacker. He launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super attack, and he has a 70% chance of evading enemies' attacks. So he's doing a whole lot just on that alone. He has a guaranteed additional attack that has a 50% chance to become a super attack after he evades. He also has an additional chance of performing a critical hit and chance of evading enemies' attack 10% within the same turn with each attack evaded. Now, this basically means that every time he evades an attack, his evasion gets higher, up to 99%. I don't think it can get exactly 100%. There'll always be that small 1% chance, but it's going to be pretty high that you're more than likely going to see it no matter what, especially with it starting at a 70% chance. He also can evade enemies' attack every time he evades 3 attacks. So if you get 3 70% procs, his 4th dodge is guaranteed. So really, really good there. He is basically a dodge tank, and you know, his damage is no slouch either. It's maybe doesn't compare to like Goku's damage, but it's still pretty good for what he's doing. Honestly, these are 2 really, really good cards. They may be the best dual Dokkan Fest TUR we get this year, depending on how they handle Golden Week, right? They're not too far off from where the Saiyan Day Vegeta is in terms of power, so they are really good. Now the question is, when are they coming to you? Well, as we said in the beginning of the video, for me, they'll be dropping at 8:30 p.m. on March 31st. So what time zone is that for you? Well, in order to figure that out, we just hop on over here to our handy dandy time zone converter, and we plug in our numbers. So we already have Honolulu, Hawaii, which is where we are set up. So let's go ahead, let's adjust the date here to, where are we? The 30th. 3:30. Yep. Okay. Where is it? 30. Come on. 31. All right. And then time we have 30. So 8:30 p.m. 20:30 p.m. There we go. So that is my drop time according to the Dokkan Wiki there. Now, for those of you over in Pacific time, that is California all the way up to Washington, you were looking at an 11:30 drop time. So this is pretty standard drop time for global Dokkan Fest banners. If you are in Mountain Time, you are looking at 12:30 a.m. for the release of the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Hirudegarn. For you in Central Time, CDT, 1:30 a.m. is your drop time. And moving on, Eastern Time, 2:30 a.m. So East Coast, that's you folks over there in Florida all the way up to New York. 2:30 a.m. is what you are looking at. We have a few of our friends here always in Australia. I want to make sure I got you guys covered. Again, I'm not sure how many different time zones are in Australia, if it's all just one. If you guys are out there, let me know in the comments down below. And what are the specific time zones for Australia? But the one that keeps popping up when I search it is this one here, AEDT, 5:30 p.m. on Monday, April 1st is what you are looking at. Eastern European Time, I know there's a few of you out there, EET, 8:30 a.m. So you guys are exactly 12 hours ahead of me. We have 7:30 a.m. on Monday, April 1st in the UK. So you guys can get up, get your breakfast. Looks like you guys will be celebrating Easter on Monday over there. So very nice. You get a little bit of a sun session on your holiday. Same goes for Berlin, you guys in Germany, there's a few of you out there. You guys are looking at an 8:30 a.m. So same time zone as the Eastern European time. I got a few of you last time requesting from Vietnam. 1:30 p.m. on Monday, April 1st is what you were looking at. In our last banner video, we had someone from Toronto, Canada asking when their banner is dropping. You were looking at 2:30 a.m. So same as the Eastern Standard Time here, or I guess Eastern Daylight Time, because that's where we're at right now. So gonna be really early in the morning for some of you. I'm so sorry. And as always, if you don't see yours up there, feel free to add it in the comments down below, but I'll show you how to go ahead and plug it in. So we'll remove 2 of these. So let's say you are in, for example, Argentina. All right, you are looking at ART 3:30 a.m. My folks over there, I think you guys know that is pretty standard for your release time. So really sorry. Hopefully Full Synchro fixes that and gives us a little bit better global release times. It might end up sucking for me though, because 8:30 is a pretty decent time for me, but who knows how that'll be handled. If you guys are in India, right, New Delhi, here we go. We are looking at a 12 noon on Monday, April 1st. It's a very useful tool to use if you're ever confused. Feel free to check it out. I will drop the link to this website in the description, as well as the link to the Dokkan wiki, so you can see exactly when it's dropping for you in case the time zone thing doesn't work out for you. So guys, that is it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know, do you plan on doing any summons for Goku and Hirudegarn when they drop later today? We do have confirmation that there are tickets. We don't yet know if there will be any special discounts or 3+1s. There usually are with these banners, but we won't know for sure till that drops. But curious what you guys will be doing. Let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.